one of the governments out there goes, fuck it, boop,
Yep.
and we are treated to a thermonuclear fireworks display.
That's a good description.
It won't be the whole country. It will be key targets because they just can't bomb the entire United States, the same as we can't bomb all of Russia. But if somebody gets that stupid, or it could be Iran, or it could be any number of countries. France has nukes. Israel has nukes.
Yep.
There are a whole bunch of countries that have nukes. That there are probably nukes out there that we don't know about.
And listen,
and when the Soviet Union collapsed, a bunch of nukes disappeared.
yes, they did. But let's face it, there's a lot of nations out there with nuclear warheads.
Yes.
I have a feeling the minute somebody fires off a nuclear warhead in anger, be it tactical nuke or what have you, you might have other countries say, you know what, we probably don't have a lot of time because if this kicks off, we need to take action before. You could have multiple countries lobbing nukes. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yep. I believe what's the quote, mutually assured destruction.
That was the 1970s and 80s. Yes, I lived through hiding under the desk in hopes that the nuclear bomb did not get me.
Yes, same here.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like Russia is, rattling the saber. They're going to do some nukes. The minute they do that, they're going to have France, Germany, Italy, a lot of those other countries in Europe that have nuclear warheads are probably going to use them because they could think they're next. They got to put it to an end.
And I'm pretty sure that a lot of guys in the chats here didn't hear about this, but apparently Russia has been allegedly moving nuclear warfare to Cuba. There has also been a nuclear-powered sub that is equipped with nuclear warheads, allegedly, that was spotted off the coast of Florida.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. Okay, stop. That one I get to jump on because when I worked...
That happens all the time.
That has been happening since the 1960s, 1970s. We have played chicken with their subs left, right, and center all of the time for decades. The Hunt for Red October, Tom Clancy's novel, he got called in front of Congress to testify because they wanted to know how he was so accurate with his descriptions, which means it was really happening.
Yeah, I saw all that and I was like, oh, well, this might be something to pay attention to. And then I started seeing other people like yourself there, Battle Dwarf, saying this happens all the time. Don't worry about it. It's just stupid nonsense. Okay.
Well, there's a story here that's 2 hours old saying that the Russians are sending a flotilla to Cuba.
Yes.
It's not just subs. Subs happen all the time.
Yeah.
But,
and we have Russian trawlers off our coast a lot too. That happens quite a bit as well. They have SIGINT boats floating off Alaska and Washington State and Northern California all the time, watching like our rocket launches out of Northern California.
Yep.
That happens all the time. Russia sending a flotilla to Cuba right now, in my opinion, is a tremendous slap in the face and a poke in the eye for the Cuban Missile Crisis incident from the 60s. I think this is Russia saying, we did it, what you do now.
Yeah. Well, they're saying they sent 3 ships and a nuclear-powered sub.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Let's face it. In my opinion, as it stands now, the Russian forces are not what they used to be.
Neither are ours.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of sock puppet militaries out there right now.
With the rainbow hair.
Here's my big concern with the nukes. We know that there are bad operators. And unfortunately, we know that our own State Department is one of the bad operators now.
Yes.
What's to stop somebody from one of those bad operator organizations from walking into Paris and setting a suitcase nuke down under the Eiffel Tower
and just kicking it off,
or setting one off in the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C.?
Well, when I was in the Q course, we actually did a mission where we carried a backpack nuke. Those things are heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It fucking sucks. It's like a rucksack full of concrete.
Yep.
But yeah, we have that shit.
Yeah.
So do the Russians.
Those things exist.
And a lot of any state that's capable of making nuclear warheads makes tactical warheads as well.
Yes.
Because that's what that is. A suitcase bomb or nuke is a tactical warhead. It's not that big.
Yeah.
But it's probably very close to Hiroshima.
It does enough of a damage.
Yes.
This nuclear attack map for 2023 is a description of all of the things that could possibly happen. Here you can see the actual map itself of where we can launch from. And these are all the countries that theoretically have the capability to do this. Clearly, Russia and the United States are the big contenders there. Let's see. Before we begin, a word of warning, what you're about to read will be grim. Ultimately, there's no way to cover this topic without touching on some exceptionally dark material, such as the immense power of these weapons is unlike anything else in human history, so much that the concept of megadeath, good band, or 1 million dead from a single attack was coined to discuss the topics we're going to cover today. If one of these were to hit an urban center that had any population at all, I guarantee you'd get 1 million dead right off the bat.
Well, I mean, if they strike the United States, TANCOM is within 6 miles of here.
Yes.
And they make the tanks and Bradleys and stuff for the U.S. Army. If they drop a nuke there, I'm gone.
You're a Pop Crispy.
I'm literally going to die in a mountain of on fire toothpicks.
Yeah.
Because that's all that will be left.
Yeah. You'll be a crispy rice treat.
Yeah, I'll be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's fast, whatever.
That's fine.
I'll take my reassignment for my next snot rocket.
That's fine. Despite the technological sophistication of nuclear weapons, the doctrine dictating their use, mutually assured destruction, is caveman simple. Coined by military analyst Donald Brennan in 1962, the concept was robust enough to maintain a nuclear stalemate between the USSR and America through the Cold War. There were other reasons, many of them political. But it's also simple enough for any schoolboy to understand. Essentially, you shoot your nuke at me and I'll shoot back until no one's left alive in either country. Under this principle, the US and USSR rapidly accumulated nuclear weapons during those years. More bombs, after all, meant more destructive power and, in turn, deterrence to keep the enemy from attacking. This leads us to the concept of the Alpha Strike. An Alpha Strike is a preemptive attack on a hostile enemy, first targeting their nuclear weapons and military assets. This, in theory, would prevent the enemy from retaliating with their entire arsenal, cutting projected deaths to a more acceptable level.
Hang on. The theory. Theory.
Yes.
All right. Now, what blows this out of the water are nuclear subs.
Yep.
Because a lot of them have nuclear missiles.
Correct.
They hide under the water. They're always out there. Even China has a few of them, I believe. They just surface, shoot their missiles, and the whole continent disappears.
I don't know that China has deep water, long range nuke sub capability.
Well, let's do a search.
I don't know if that's so. But I do know that the US and Russia do. And the idea of targeting just the nuclear silos is absurd because those silos are buried deep.
They have six operational Jin-class ballistic missile submarines.
Oh, well, good for them. Way to go, China.
Fun times.
Way to go, China.
So there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
Yep. And to kind of piggyback off of what Steve says, if you're driving through BFE nowhere and you have to take a piss, don't stop where there is a caged off, probably 50 by 50 chain link fence, because within 2 minutes you will have 2 to 3 SUVs coming down on you.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you know this, Jimmy.
Doug Way, Sands.
Yep. That story actually happened to a couple friends of mine. We're going on a road trip and they had to take a piss and stopped off. Didn't even think about it. Next thing you know, here come 2 to 3 black SUVs, all blacked out, pulled up on them, and said, "What the fuck you doing?" I'm taking a piss. You see my dick in my hand?
I'm draining the lizard.
Yeah.
You want to shake it?
No, we're doing a training mission, White Sands. Doug, is it White Sands, Utah, I think it was. And had a day off.
Yeah.
We rented some vehicles.
Right.
Had a fire.
Yeah.
Cooking steaks.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Before you know it, whoop, what are you doing here? What's it look like we're doing here? And they get all stupid. We pull out our ID cards. Oh, okay, you're in the Army? Yeah, we're just fucking off. All right, well, go fuck off somewhere else. Okay. That's exactly what they said.
That's crazy.
That's exactly what they said. Go fuck off somewhere else.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, Dugway, Utah, they used to do nuclear tests there,
Yeah.
NBC tests there. That's why they quit doing desert phase there. Too many people were kicking those little cluster munitions full of, sarin gas.
Oh,
And the whole
I did
patrol.
not know that.
Oh yeah, it happened. It didn't happen in my class, but 2 classes before me, it happened. The whole platoon got basically corralled. They took all of their clothes, burned them.
Yeah.
All of their equipment gone.
Yeah, full sand.
Shaved them bald.
Yeah.
And then washed them in pressured bleach.
Yeah.
It was fucking horrendous from what I hear. No, thank you.
That's good stuff.
You could suck all the dicks on that one.
They
man.
didn't do the full pressure bleach wash and shaving of all of the bodies, but they did take a platoon in 2nd Infantry while I was up there.
Yep.
And trained them in the full hazmat cleaning thing. And we all had to stand there and watch. And we're like,
no, you're not surviving.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh my God.
You're not. Listen, you're not surviving that.
Yeah.
You realize the NBC gear they give you does not protect you. It only delays
just
the
to get
inevitable.
you out of there so that you can tell somebody that somebody was gassed somewhere.
Or you could continue to fight for 8 to 12 hours before you die.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That gear is not there to ensure your continued survival. It's there to keep you going for a little bit longer.
Yes.
That's all it's for. So if a city gets nuked, what happens?
Here we go. We've played with this before, gentlemen.
Yeah.
And we will do it again. Now, we have a nuclear sub off of the shore of Florida, so we decided to use Florida as an example.
Now, this is just the 1 megaton Minuteman strike. And I chose this little peninsula here. Let me move our little nuke friend out of the way. See the little peninsula there below Tampa? That's SOCOM. That's all of our special operations, everything. Gone. Like not
It's
even
also
there anymore.
It's also Southcom.
No. Nope.
They were doing counter drug out of Florida back in the day.
That's correct, but Southcom
okay.
is here at Doral.
All right. They'll get hit too.
I happen to know these things.
They will get. I didn't know the exact city was in, but
I know exactly where they are. I've been there.
Now look at Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
So there'll be all kinds of young women sucking dick, and they'll get barbecued.
Food. It would also take out Miami.
Yes.
But of course, and this is just a 1 megaton hit. That port of Miami, that's critical. So what if I just dropped it right on the edge of the mainland there and took out Southcom and Port of Miami?
Well, first of all, that entire city's gone because the fallout will, after the fact, will wipe out probably another.
We don't actually know. That is a theory.
I don't want to test it.
I don't want to test it either.
I'm good.
Now, down here in Homestead is the air base that takes Cuba off the map. If they drop it there, you still lose all of that stuff. Hell, they could drop it up at Princeton, still get Homestead in the blast radius, and take out all of southern Miami.
Now, why don't we dial it up a little bit?
We're going to dial it up a little bit. Let's pick a juicier target.
It's New York City.
Delaware, New Jersey, New York City, right there. And that's New York. Let's say the Russians get really risky. Largest U.S. bomb tested is the Castle Bravo.
Well, you need to move the nuclear booger up there.
Yeah. So
you didn't move the nuclear
I
booger.
Didn't move the nuclear booger. Hang on. Charleston. And then we'll just nuke the whole coast a little at a time. It'll be great. So let's pick New York City and detonate that. Let's come in a little bit here.
That's the largest U.S. bomb that we have, right?
Now, mind you, if you hit New York with the largest bomb tested at 15 megatons at Castle Bravo, you get...
Go on, Steve. Change the tab there.
Oh, we can't see it. You got to change the tab.
Yep.
I am an idiot.
Sorry.
There we go.
All of this time and not showing you any of the fun. I apologize for my stupidity.
All right.
Anyway, we're going to drop a Castle Bravo on New York City, which gives you Trenton, New Jersey, which is a lot of shipping and everything. Stamford, Bridgeport, New Haven. There's a lot of subports and other things up around those areas. lot of military up in that region.
Did you hit the detonate button?
I am about to hear you ready?
Yeah. Boom! Yep. All of New York City gone.
That's New York City just
Gone.
not there anymore. And that's Long Island and that whole thing there, all of the bridges that connected to the mainland, all of that would be gone completely. Now let's say Vlad goes, fuck them.
Uh-huh.
And he
Drops his Tsar Bomba.
The largest USSR bomb tested, the Tsar Bomba, in the same place.
Wow.
Dude, look at the size of that blast. The red ring is the fireball.
Instant death.
The yellow ring is the pressure wave and everything that goes with that. That would level whole cities.
Doesn't it give you a casualty count? I thought it gave us a casualty count.
Radiation, fireball radius. Oh, the fireball radius would go all the way. The yellow is the fireball radius.
Yep, all the way to Stanford.
Heavy blast is the red. And moderate blast damage radius.
Fireball radius.
Jesus.
5.16 kilometers.
3 miles. 3 mile fireball.
Yeah.
We're there right now. Russia is talking about pulling stupid like this.
Yes.
They're talking about pulling this level of stupid.
Yeah. I listen, I don't want to see it happen.
No.
But, you know,
I really don't want to see anything.
Dickheads are going to dick, man. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah. What would happen? I'm curious.
What?
Let's see. We're here.
When are you dropping it? Oh, in Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
How crispy is Pop?
Gotta move the nuclear booger. Pop is gone.
Dude.
Yeah. You might even get...
that.
You'd get your house knocked down, too.
Just on the edge of the fireball.
Yeah.
We're just on the edge.
You would have to move. If you did. Yeah, you'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
not to mention, if they did that, all of the Great Lakes is now irradiated, and you can't use that fresh water for hundreds of years.
Yeah, they would. It would depend on the winds there, and the Earth has a way of going.
Yeah,
humans are very insignificant. We think we're this big. That's what makes global warming so funny. If the Earth wants us gone, it's boop
or flick us off like a booger.
You bother me. Yeah, that's just a ridiculous notion. But these are the two scenarios we have right now for real serious urban damage. If you live anywhere near an urban area, you have people who live in an urban area, make a plan to get the hell out of Dodge and have somewhere to go that's not in an urban area, preferably 100 miles away. That's probably a good distance.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that don't have that kind of money to set that up.
I know, but if everything goes sideways, money doesn't matter anyway.
I know. What I was going to say is make sure you have a bug-out bag, medical supplies, and enough food to last at least 3 to 4 months. Get on your state map, look for state and federal land near you.
Yes.
And build a plan to get your ass there.
Yep.
Bring a shovel and a field saw. You can build your own hooch to hang out.
Tents are cheap.
Yeah.
And tarps are cheaper.
Yes. And you just got to do what you got to do. And granted, it's going to suck.
Yes.
But you'll be alive.
That's correct. And don't sleep on the ground.
No.
Don't sleep directly on the ground. Especially if you've never done it before. That's not good for you. What prompted the nuke thing?
Well, here we go.
Well,
you got to share the tab.
I did. This time I did.
Okay.
I did not dumb this time. I has the brains.
I'm looking at it right here. All right.
Yeah, should be there.
Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah. Putin orders tactical nuclear weapons drills in response to Western threats.
That's not a tactical nuke.
This is a week ago. This is a strategic nuke.
Yes.
But this is all the people had, and they often show the wrong thing.
Why don't we show them the Davy Crockett, which was one of our tactical.
The blast radius of the Davy Crockett,
Well,
or the Davy Crockett itself?
see if we can find what the Davy Crockett looks like, just so they can see.
Mhm.
Davy Crockett nuke.
And if memory serves me correctly, they disregarded using that because even the teams couldn't get back and couldn't get away from
How
them.
small that is.
Hang on. I haven't shared the tab yet.
Oh, okay. Sharing. Boom.
Okay.
That's the Davy Crockett.
That's the one that has the blast radius to take out Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. I mean, it's not that big. You can even put that in a rucksack.
You can transport that on a truck.
But here's the thing, though.
Or a panel van or an Amazon delivery truck.
When you shoot that, you're going to kill yourself because it doesn't go that far. It can't. You just don't have enough rocket power or explosive force to propel it that far.
I don't know. What's the range?
Probably
Weapon
David Crockett
range.
Got to take the images off.
It's a recoilless rifle, first of all, 1.25 miles. It is just outside of the blast radius.
We're fucked.
Just outside of the blast radius.
Yeah.
So you've got time to launch it and then run like hell.
Yeah, you're not going to get very far, but that's...
Yeah.
Just saying.
So Russia is moving its nukes around. President Vladimir Putin has ordered Russian forces to rehearse deploying tactical nuclear weapons as part of military drills to respond to what he calls threats by the West. Since invading Ukraine in 2022, Putin has repeatedly made veiled threats to use nuclear weapons against the West, but Monday remarked the first time Russia has publicly announced drills. During the exercises, a set of measures will be carried out to practice the issues of preparation and use of non-strategic nuclear weapons, which is a nice way of saying tactical nuclear weapons.
Yep.
Non-strategic or tactical nuclear weapons can be used in battlefield situations carrying less power than strategic nuclear weapons, which have the potential to level entire cities and a 50-mile radius.
You know what? I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
A tactical nuke, if you were to set that off in New York City, would destroy the city.
Yes, it would cause the city to be unable to function.
Yes, and it would be full of radiation.
Especially if you put it in the right spot.
Yeah, you literally, it's an area denial weapon too.
Yes, it is absolutely an area denial. What you're doing is creating a mini Chernobyl.
Mm-hmm.
You can put a mini Chernobyl anywhere you want.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporters Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.